Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are beginning part 1 of our gastrointestinal tract series, where we will explore the digestive system, its main parts, and the detailed function. This session is especially useful for NEET, AIIMS, UPSC, bPSC aspirants, so stay tuned till the end for a clear exam-oriented explanation. On my channel, you will also find many other helpful CDs, biology series, reproduction, human health diseases, molecular basis of technology, which is curated specifically for NEET students. And there is also detailed biotechnology, application of biotechnology series are for UPSC and NEET students. And for English preparation, I have completed grammar playlist including conjunction, infinitive, idioms, one-word substitution, and many more. My upcoming videos will cover subject verb agreement part 1, words often confused part 2, and clauses part 2. So don't miss this. About current affairs, I always give weekly science and technology current affairs. So I will be going to upload within 2 days, and current affairs 200 news part 3 will be going to be uploaded within 2-3 days. After watching this video, if you find this video is beneficial, kindly like, share and subscribe, because your support motivates me to bring more quality content for you. If you are preparing for NEET, AIIMS, UPSC, bPSC, you will find plenty of other biology series already on this channel, and new video, all biology videos will be uploaded every week. Current affairs video will be uploaded every week, and English grammar lovers, for English grammar lovers, check out my existing playlist and stay tuned for upcoming lesson. So this channel is for all different types of competitive examination, current affairs, English series, biology series. So let's get started. So human digestive system, gastrointestinal tract, neural regulation. This concept I will teach you in next part 2 or part 3. Then I will explain in this video digestive glands, enzyme action in stomach, enzyme action in small intestine, absorption of digestive products, disorders of digestive system, and evolution of gastrointestinal tract in animals. So many more we are going to, everything we are going to learn in details, not in shortcut, because I do not believe in shortcut methods. So I'm explaining each and every concept in details. So let's get started. Alimentary canal includes mouth, pharynx, which is also called throat, esophagus, which is also called food pipe, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, rectum, and anus. So alimentary canal is a muscular tube which is about 5 meter, approximately 5 meter or 20 feet in length, that extends from the esophagus to the anus. So various portions of the alimentary canal are specialized to perform different function. So these hollow space within the alimentary canals through which food passes, the hollow space which through which in the alimentary canal through which food passes is called the lumen. Lumen of alimentary canal. So alimentary canal, the food passes through a continuous canal which is called alimentary canal. It is consists of buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine, ending in the rectum, and anus for excretion, for egestion. So activities of alimentary canal, which is also called gastrointestinal tract or digestive tract, are under neural and hormonal control also, because no function we will perform without hormonal and neural control. So this video, neural and hormonal control, I have already made the slides. I'm going to publish within 2 days. So these activities of gastrointestinal tract, which is also called alimentary canal are under neural control also and hormonal control also, for proper functioning and for proper coordination. So the sight, smell, or the presence of food, so all the sensory organs which help in the sight, smell, and presence of food, taste of food in the oral cavity can stimulate the secretion of saliva. There is a presence of gastric and intestinal secretion which also stimulated by neural signals. So these all neural signals I will explain in a next video in part 2 or part 3. The muscular activities of different parts of alimentary canal can also be moderated by neural mechanism. So neural mechanism slides I have made already. So I'm going to publish within 2 days. Neural mechanism of gastrointestinal tract. Now, alimentary canals, which is a part of the digestive system and also called digestive tract or GI tract. So, its length is about 5 to 9 meters, depend upon the height of the person. It contains a number of specialized section, and it helps in digestion, absorption, and assimilation of food. Digestion first, what are the steps involved? First is we are taking the food into the mouth, that is a ingestion, then digestion, then absorption, assimilation, then excretion or egestion. So these are the 5 methods involved in the digestion. So the various in this digestion process there are a few accessory glands. Accessory means helping glands which help in the digestion process. These glands are salivary glands, gastric glands present in the stomach, liver, pancreas, and intestinal glands. So GI tract, which is also called digestive tract or alimentary canal, responsible for digestion, absorption, and elimination of food and waste products. So it includes mouth, esophagus, which is called food pipe, which transport food from mouth to the stomach. Stomach help is a muscular organ that help in churning the food, breaking down the food into smaller particle. It mixes it with gastric juices, which is secretion of a stomach, and breaking it down. Small after the food, stomach is passed to the small intestine, which is a primary site of nutrient absorption further, and the final digestion take place in the small intestine. So breaking down food with enzymes, there are different enzymes which we are going to learn in this video. Enzyme secretion also from the pancreas and biles from the liver. Large intestine absorb water and electrolyte, turning remaining waste into feces. So it before we are excreting feces, large intestine absorbs useful water and electrolytes. Rectum store feces until elimination. Anus, the opening through which feces are expelled. Accessory organ liver produces bile which helps in fat digestion and perform other important metabolic function. Gallbladder stores and concentrate biles. Pancreas produces digestive enzymes and hormones like insulin, glycogen. So these are the insulin. I will make the separate video for all the accessory organs. Function of GI tracts, that the ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, excretion. Mouth, with the help of mouth, we are taking the foods. Food enters the alimentary canal through the mouth. It is chewed by teeth, which break food particles into smaller pieces. The food is mixed with saliva that contains enzymes. So whatever the food we are consuming, carbohydrate, protein, fat, it has to be break down to make into simpler one. So this is the reason that digestion has to be done essentially. And then after mouth, the food is passes to the esophagus. Esophagus is fibromuscular tube connecting the mouth through the stomach. One tube is called muscular tube. And food is pushed down using a wave-like muscular motion, and that muscular motion is called peristaltic motion. So it pushes the food down to the stomach. Stomach is a muscular organ where food is mixed with gastric juices. It has low pH. Gastric juices has low pH because it consists of hydrochloric acid. So stomach consists of hydrochloric acid. So gastric juices has low pH and it is used to digest food and kill harmful bacteria. Then food passes to the small intestine. Small intestine food is mixed with digestive enzymes. Bile in the small intestine. Enzymes speed up the digestion process. Digestion completed in the small intestines, then afterward nutrients are absorbed into the bloodstream, and then it is transferred to the different body parts. And from NS excretion take place. That is the last part of the alimentary canal. A role of liver in the digestive system. Liver produces bile help in the digestion of fats. What are the fats we are consuming? Gallbladder is where bile is liver produces bile, and it is stored in gallbladder. So it is stored in gallbladder and concentrated. Function of pancreas act as a catalyst, biological catalyst. It has enzymes, and enzymes produced in the pancreas. Even the mouth also has enzymes, stomach also has enzyme, and pancreas also has enzymes which help in the breaking down the food particles and the digestion of food particles. So primary function of alimentary canal is a series of secretion, mainly enzyme act upon this smaller fraction and convert them into smaller molecules. So whatever we are consuming, that large micromolecules, we are breaking down into smaller molecules, is easily digestible molecules with the help of digestive tract, with the help of digestive system. So after digestion, these small molecules are there, absorption take place, and it is absorbed into the blood and lymph circulation. So in this digestion process, all the complex carbohydrate, protein, fats, which is also called lipids, are broken down into simpler one. Fat into fatty acid and glycerol, carbohydrate into simpler glucose form, glucose, and then protein into amino acid. What are the additional function of alimentary canal or GI tract? Primary function is to carry out the process of digestion of food and absorption of nutrient through blood and lymph. Apart from this primary function, it performs some supplementary, supplementary, but it is essential also. Supplemental yet essential role of alimentary canal. These are alimentary canal act as a immune barrier to various harmful microbes. It also carried out by gut-associated lymphoid tissue and variable pH condition that are present throughout the alimentary canal. So it is an important point. What is gut-associated lymphoid tissue? I will explain in the next slide. So alimentary canal function is also carried out by gut-associated lymphoid tissue, and because of the variable pH in the stomach and intestine that are present throughout the alimentary canals, which help in the digestion of the foods, and because of this variable pH, it also protect us from harmful microorganisms. The colonic bacteria also help in maintaining immune homeostasis. The colonic bacteria also prevent the growth of different types of harmful pathogen or bacteria in our alimentary canals. Drug metabolism, whatever the drug metabolism may occur in the alimentary canals, whatever the drug we are consuming or antibiotic we are consuming, so this metabolism or digestion also occurs in the alimentary canal, wherein the drug molecule is metabolized into smaller fraction, and eventually the harm product is eliminated from the body with the process egestion. So metabolism of antigens are pathogen which are coming from the outside, which is harming our body. So metabolism of antigen also occurs in the alimentary canal, and thereby detoxifying the body of the antigen. So whatever the things which is going to affect us, which is harmful for us, so this metabolism of antigen occur in the alimentary canals. So in this way, it is detoxifying our body from antigen, from outsider invaders. Anatomy of an alimentary canal. So it is also only seen in the organism human with bilateral symmetry. If we divide it, it divides into two equal halves. In human, the alimentary canal is highly complex and is divided into different organs and tissues, and different organs and tissue perform different type of function. So length of the alimentary canal is around 9 meter to or approximately 30 feet. So 6 to 9 meter, approximately 30 feet depend upon the person's height, and is open at both ends. Alimentary canal is open at both ends, starting from the mouth and then to the anus. In human, the alimentary canal is made up of mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. So it is combinedly called gastrointestinal tract. Mouth, pharynx, esophagus, stomach, small intestine comprises the its gastrointestinal tract have two parts, upper part and lower part. So mouth, then throat, your pharynx, esophagus, food pipe, pharynx, your throat, stomach, and small intestine is considered as upper gastrointestinal tract, whereas the small gastrointestinal tract, whereas the small intestine and large intestine are lower gastrointestinal tract. Mouth, esophagus, pharynx, stomach, and duodenum. So duodenum is part of a small intestine. So duodenum, only small intestine part, is a part of upper gastrointestinal tract, whereas the small intestine, jejunum, ileum, and large intestine are parts of lower gastrointestinal tract. Bilateral symmetry means dividing into the two equal parts. Human has bilateral symmetry. In general, the digestion pathway of the food in the alimentary canal is: first, food is taken into the mouth in the oral cavity where it is chewed upon. This process is called chewing of food, is known as mastication of food. If you are chewing the food, if you are taking the food inside your mouth, and then afterward with the help of teeth, saliva, tongue, you are masticating the food, means chewing the food. So it is called mastication. Chewing of food, mastication, with the help of teeth, tongue, saliva, and with the help of saliva, this food is getting moisture with saliva. Further, the food after these in the it becomes, after churning of food, means mastication of food, it becomes food bolus, that is a food bolus. Then it moves from oral cavity and is transferred to the stomach with the help of esophagus, which is called food pipe. So food bolus in the mouth, and from food bolus, esophagus, this is food bolus which is transferring to the esophagus to the stomach. So in the stomach, the food bolus, stomach food bolus is converted into chyme with the X, because in the stomach there is a presence of enzymatic reaction also, and acidic behavior of stomach, presence of hydrochloric acid. So the chyme is then from mouth, food bolus, esophagus is transferred to the stomach, and in stomach it becomes chyme with the action of enzymatic reaction, and this chyme is then transferred to the small intestine, where it is further treated upon various enzymes, and majority of the nutrients are absorbed in the alimentary canals. After digestion, it is absorbed in the alimentary canals. From the small intestine, the residue, because digestion complete in your small intestine, so the residual food is then transferred to the large intestine. Image is showing that this then transferred to the large intestine, and for the enlarged intestine, there is a reabsorption of water and electrolytes take place. Once water, electrolytes will be reabsorbed from the large intestine, it will waste solid, the waste become, the feces become solid, and it is expelled from the body by anal canal. So what is meaning of bolus and chyme? So indigestion, bolus image is visible. So bolus means Latin, come from Latin word ball. It is a ball-like mixture of food and saliva that forms in the mouth. So bolus formed in the mouth with the help of the churning and mastication of food with saliva, moisture in food. So that forms in the mouth during the process of chewing, during the process of mastication, which is largely an adaptation for this process is mostly done in the plant-eating mammals also, like ruminants. Our case also, bolus is formed with the help of, in the mouth with the help of saliva. So it has the same color as the food being eaten. Whatever the in the mouth, the food color will not change. Whatever we consume, carbohydrate, fat, protein, the color will not change. Saliva and give it an alkaline pH because of saliva present in our mouth. It gives it an alkaline pH. So in the digestion process, bolus from mouth travels via peristaltic movement via esophagus. And bolus refers to the chewed food which is mixed with saliva, and it is masticated, churned in small pieces, and then it transferred from esophagus to stomach. Stomach chyme becomes chyme. Chyme is the semi-liquid, partially digested food. Partially stomach, the food is partially digested, and stomach food, it is semi-liquid, and it is formed in the stomach. After the bolus, it becomes chyme because it is mixes with gastric juices. In mouth, there is a presence of saliva, so it becomes bolus after churning or mastication of food. Then it travels from esophagus, and the process is with the help of peristaltic movements, and it goes to the stomach and it mixes with the gastric juices, and this partially digested food is called chyme, and it mixes with stomach juices, which is gastric juices. So essentially bolus is the initial ball of food formed during chewing, and chyme is a resulting mixture after it enters the stomach and undergoes further breakdown. So chyme undergo further breakdown and mixes with gastric juices. So chyme is a, look at the image. It is your stomach. So food enters, descending the stomach, esophagus, bolus is coming with the help of peristaltic movement, then enters into your stomach, descending the stomach, then activate intrinsic reflexes. What intrinsic reflexes I will teach in my means hormonal nervous reflexes, and then promote peristaltic movement in esophagus. Means moving the with the muscular movements, it is allowing the movement of bolus into the stomach. So this movement called mixing waves begin to mix the food with the stomach secretion. Stomach secretion is a gastric secretion. So mixing waves forces the digested food chyme toward through the pyrolic sphincter to duodenum. So this chyme, now it's a chyme should be travel semi-liquid food is then with the pyrolic sphincters, which is a muscular. It travels to the duodenum, which is the first part of a small intestine. So it is the pathway. So chyme is a thick semi-liquid fluid, mass of partially digested food, and digestive secretion is formed in the stomach. It is created when the bolus mixes with gastric juices. When bolus mixes with gastric juices, means hydrochloric acid in the stomach, there is a presence of hydrochloric acid, mucus, digestive enzymes, pepsin, like that. So this acidic mixture is then gradually released into the small intestine, duodenum part, through the pyloric sphincters for further digestion. Complete digestion, which is complete in the will be going to complete in the small intestine, and from there is a nutrient reabsorption take place through blood vessels and lymph. It is about the image, which is so most food does not exit the stomach. So little amount it will be in the stomach itself. So it moves back and forth in a churning digestive motion. So it is about the chyme, which is visible in the in this image, and it first enters into the duodenum of small intestine. So ingestion, propulsion, swelling, oropharynx, peristalsis, muscular movement take place, bolus movement take place from mouth to the esophagus to the stomach, and stomach to small intestine to large intestine. In these two processes involve chemical digestion and mechanical digestion. Chemical digestion when there is a involvement of acids and different types of enzymes. Mechanical digestion, chewing, churning, and segmentation means mechanically it is digesting. So small take place in the small intestine. Absorption, nutrients and water absorbed After digestion completed in the small intestine, then it is absorption. First is we are taking the food into the mouth. The process is known as the ingestion. Ingestion, then digestion, then absorption. Absorption, nutrients and water to blood vessel and lymph vessel. It transferred through different body parts to through blood vessel and vessel from small intestine. And water and electrolytes reabsorbed from large intestine, and then solid feces will be expelled or come out in the form of feces through excretion. So image is given: the stomach, duodenum, then into small intestine, large intestine, rectum, where the feces is stored, and feces come out. The process is called excretion or egestion, Egestion. So it is about the peristaltic movement, food bolus, sphincter muscles present here also, alimentary canal, and esophagus and stomach. And then food bolus, area of relaxation. So contraction, relaxation of movements of muscle take place so that the bolus will move from mouth to the stomach. So parts of human alimentary canals are oral cavity, transport passage, digestive tract. Oral cavity, transport passage, digestive tract. So we are going to start oral cavity. So oral cavity is also known as buccal cavity or mouth. Oral cavity is also known as buccal cavity or mouth. So it includes the lips, teeth, gums. Gums is also known as gingiva. Gums is also known as gingiva. Hard palate, soft palate, tongue, and the lining of cheeks, which is buccal mucosa. So it is the oral cavity is the first part of the digestive system, which plays an important role in digestion, and it also enable us to speak. So we are going to the first part of the human alimentary canal, GI tract, is oral cavity. So which is a part of alimentary canal wherein food is ingested, means we are taking the food inside our mouth, whether it is carbohydrate, fat, or protein. So tongue, teeth, and palate form the components of oral cavity. So we are going to learn now tongue, teeth, and palate. Further, the food is broken down by the action of teeth into smaller fragments. The food is softened in the oral cavity with the help of saliva. So, saliva is secreted by salivary glands and contain enzymes like amylase and lysozymes. Amylase is also called ptyalin. Lysozyme enzymes also present in your tears. So it is a one enzyme which is present in mouth also and in your tears also. The movement of jaws and tongues, help the movement of food throughout the oral cavity. So once the food bolus is moistened and fragmented, it is then transferred by to the esophagus, and that process is with the help of swallowing. Swallowing is also called deglutition. Swelling is also known as deglutition, and mouth to the esophagus. Swelling is if you are swelling anything, it is also known as deglutition. Mouth. So we are going to first start with the mouth. Mouth is a specialized organ of the alimentary canals. It is protected by upper lip and lower lip. So both the lips are covered with skin on the outer side, and lips are lined with mucous membrane on the inner side. So mouth leads to the vestibule. It is a narrow space. Vestibule next leads to the next region called buccal cavity. So vestibule leads to the next region, which is called buccal cavity. So vestibule, I forget to paste the image. Now we are going to move to the buccal cavity. Mouth leads to vestibule, and it is a narrow space. Vestibule leads to buccal cavity. So buccal cavity is located inner to the mouth. Located inner to the mouth. Inner to the mouth. And is composed of three parts: palate, tongue, teeth. Palate, tongue, teeth. So buccal cavity consists of palate, tongue, teeth. So palate is roof of the buccal cavity, which is considered the palate. So roof of the buccal cavity is called palate. Palate. So there is a rugae or ridges that can be found on the palates. So there is a presence of rugae or ridges which are found on the palates. the palate is divided into three sections. The rhesus present on the palate. Hard palate, soft palate, and uvula. Hard palate, soft palate, and uvula. In the upper lip, incisor, can this teeth given, and tongue and lower lips. In this hard palate, look at the hard palates, and then this one is a soft palate and uvula. So hard palate is anterior part of the palate that processes ridges. Here there is a presence of ridges which help in chewing. Hard palate function is it helps in chewing of food. Soft palate. Soft palate form the posterior part of the palate and is smooth and fleshy. Uvula. Uvula image is given. Uvula is considered as the extension of soft palate and is found hanging above the throat, and it helps in swelling the food, deglutition of food particles. It also prevents the entry of food into the nasal chamber. So uvula plays a very important role in swelling the food to the esophagus and also prevent the entry of food into the nasal chamber. Tongue. Tongue is a flexible muscular organ that sits on the floor of the mouth. It is a voluntary flat organ. Voluntary means we can do the movement of tongue with our will. So tongue has sensory function and helps in the mastication of food, means churning of food, chewing of food, breaking down into smaller pieces. So tongue is divided into three regions: anterior oral part, posterior pharyngeal part, and inverted V-shaped furrow called sulcus terminals. So a median pit called foramen cecum is present. Foramen cecum is present. So tongues consist of the following parts: frenulum, lingui papillae, taste buds. So frenulum, image is visible here. Frenulum tongue is associated to the floor of the mouth with the help of lingual frenulum. So floor of the mouth with the help of lingual frenulum. So tongue consists of frenulum, lingual papillae, and lingual papillae image is here. And then taste buds. So lingual papillae, so tongues, what we have learned, tongues consist of frenulum. Frenulum image is here. It is attached to the floor of the, it is connected to the floor of the mouth with the help of lingual frenulum. Then it consists of lingual papillae, taste buds. Taste bud visible, all the taste buds, sweet, salt, sour, bitter, etc. So lingual papillae are projection which present on the papillae are present on the upper surface of the tongue. Papillae present on the upper surface of the tongue. So papillae present on the upper surface of the tongue. Some of them have bear taste bud. Some of them have taste bud. So it is of four types. Circumvallate papillae. Circumvallate papillae, these are the largest lingual papillae. Circumvallate papillae, the image is given here. Circumvallate papillae, they are arranged normally in inverted V-shaped row. It is present in the base of the tongue. They are 8 to 12 in number, and each of these circumvallate papillae is surrounded by circular groove and contains approximately 100 taste buds, each of it. Each 8 to 12 in numbers, and each of these papillae consist of approximately 100 taste buds. So they possess taste receptor, means gustatory receptors. They have taste receptor because it each consists of 100 taste buds. Now come to filiform papillae. Filiform papillae, which is the smallest papillae, they are numerous and occur mainly near the center of your tongue. They possess tactile or touch receptor. Touch receptor. Tactile means touch receptor. The next is fungiform papillae. Fungiform papillae, they are rounded papillae, they are numerous, they are present near the tip. They possesses 5 taste buds. So fungiform have 5. Fungiform papillae have 5 taste buds and they are present near the tip. Now about the foliate papillae. Foliate papillae are not developed in we humans. Foliate papillae are not developed in humans. They are present in other mammals, mainly on the side of tongue. Gingiva means gums, hard palate, lips, soft palate, cheeks, oropharynx, which I am going to explain oropharynx, the parts of pharynx. I'm nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx, which I'm going to explain. Specialized mucosa, circumvallate papillae, foliate papillae, circumvallate papillae, foliate papillae, fungiform papillae, filiform papillae. Taste buds. Taste buds are considered as a receptor of taste, considered as receptor of taste with some papillae. So an average person has approximately 10,000 taste buds in his or her tongues. So taste are four tastes: bitter, sour, salty, and sweet. So send messages to the brain to generate the sensation of particular taste. So, umami taste is considered as a fifth taste. It means the essence of deliciousness in Japanese, and it tastes meaty or savory. So, fifth taste is umami taste, and it is means that any food is delicious in Japanese and in taste meaty or savory. Function of the tongues, it helps is lodge between the grinding surface of the teeth, and with the help of teeth it helps in the swelling of food and mastication of food also. It helps in removing the waste material from the teeth, and it also help in speech, to talk, along with lips, teeth, and palate. Teeth are hard structure that are present in two semicircles. They are embedded in the socket of jawbone. They are embedded in the socket of jawbone. Teeth are ecomesodermal in origin. Teeth are ecomesodermal in origin. There are several uses of teeth for gripping, gnawing, cutting, tearing, crushing. So with the help of this, we perform any function. Parts of teeth, first is the crown. First part is crown. Crown. So crown, it is exposed part of teeth. It projects above your gingiva, above the gums. In crown, there is a presence of enamel. Enamel is the hardest part of the human body that covers the crown, covers by enamel, which is the hardest part of human body. Crown is hardest part of human body. The enamel is the hardest part of human body that covers the crown. So crown is covered by enamel. Enamel is secreted by amyoblast cell. What is the name of that cell? Amyoblast cell. It is acellular. It does not have blood vessel and non-regenerable. It does not regenerate again. So the function of the enamel is to masticate the food, to break down the food into smaller pieces, to help in churning the food and breaking to the food into smaller pieces and chewing the foods. Now next part is crown. After crown, there is a presence of neck. In the crown consists of enamel and dentine. To dentine, the crown and the root of the teeth are made up of dentine. The crown and the root of the teeth are made up of dentine. So crown root is made up of dentine. Now next about the second part is neck. Neck is the middle part of the tooth, which is surrounded by, neck is surrounded by gums. Neck is surrounded by gums. Now next part is crown, neck, then root. Root is considered as basal part of the tooth, which is embedded in the jawbone. Which is embedded in the jawbone. It consists of pulp cavity. It consists of pulp cavity. It is the cavity enclosed by the dentine. Cavity enclosed by the dentine. It possesses a gelatinous soft connective tissue which is called pulp. It possesses a specialized dentine forming cell which is called odontoblast. So pulp cavity consists of a specialized dentine cell with name is odontoblast. Now there is a pulp canal. Pulp canal, it is a canal through which blood supplies and nerves. Pulp canal. So blood supplies and nerves enters the pulp cavity. So when you touch and your doctor is touching, if anyone is having a problem in teeth and if you feel pain, so it is the pulp canal or pulp cavity. Now about the periodontal membrane. Periodontal membranes help in fixing the root, to the jawbone. This bone, that is a periodontal membrane. So periodontal membrane serves to support the tooth in its ongoing relationship to the alveolar bones, means jawbone. So it is an image of a periodontium. So periodontium includes the periodontium, which helps. What is the function? It helps the support the tooth in going relation to the alveolar bone. Alveolar bone and the what we have seen here. To the jawbone. So periodontal membrane, it helps in fixing the root to the jawbone. So periodontal fixing the root in the jawbone, and it also help in going relation to the alveolar bone. The periodontium includes the cementum. So we have to know what is cementum, and then alveolar bone and periodontal ligament. So periodontium consists of supporting soft and hard dental tissue between the tooth and alveolar bone, as well as the part of the tooth and alveolar bone. So what do you mean by cementum? What is cementum? Cementum is a crown and root is given here, and cementum. Look at the image. Cementum. Cementum is hard calcified tissue that cover the root of teeth. Cementum covers the root. Point should be noted. It covers the root of a tooth, acting as a crucial part which helps in attaching the tooth's attachment to the jawbone. So it is similar to bone, but cementum lack blood supply and does not undergo continuous remodeling like bone. So cementum is found on the root of the tooth, where it is found in the root of the tooth, covering the dentine and essential for anchoring the tooth to the jawbone, which help in keeping the tooth to the jawbone. So it is included under the part of periodontium. So its composition, cementum is made up of mineralized connective tissue. Primarily connective tissue means connecting. So it connecting to the jawbone. So it's primarily composed of collagen fibers and hydroxyapatite crystals, giving it bone-like structure. So it is specifically a hard and calcified tissue. So cementum's primary role is to attach the periodontal ligament to the tooth root, which in turns connect the tooth to the jawbone. So it is about the teeth. Enamel, dentile, gingiva means gum, pulp chambers, there is a presence of blood vessel and nerves. When doctor touches your teeth and you feel pain from this pulp chamber, if it goes inside the pulp chamber, there is a presence of blood vessel and nerves and we feel pain. That is about the cementum, jawbone, crown, neck, root. So what are the dental formula of temporary teeth and permanent teeth? So permanent teeth dental formula is 2123. So it becomes 32 permanent teeth adult human. Incisor, canine, premolar, molar. For temporary teeth 2102, 2102, upper jaw. So it becomes 20 for baby teeth. Now, incisor located at the front of the mouth, used for biting, cutting food. Canine located next to the incisor, used for tearing food. Premolar located behind the canines, used for crushing and grinding foods. Molars located at the back of the mouth, which is used for crushing and grinding of foods. Wisdom tooth, third set of molars, which may or may not develop or emerge, or often removed due to lack of space. So these are about the teeth and function. So incisor are 2, canine 1, premolar 2, molars 3, both upper and lower jaw. Human teeth Types of human teeth, which is the important point for any exam. First is a structural dental formula. 2123, 2123, it becomes 32 permanent teeth. Human have thicodont and diaphodont teeth. Dentition. It means the teeth, thicodont means it is embedded in the socket within the jawbone. So it becomes thicodont. It develops two set of teeth. One is the temporary teeth and second one is a permanent teeth. So it is known as a diphyodont. So human teeth is thicodont and diphyodont. It is an important point to remember. Now we are going to learn about salivary glands. Salivary glands are very small organs in your mouth and that help in making the saliva, which helps in the mastication of food and chewing of food when you are ingesting food or you are taking food inside your mouth. So saliva that the glands makes keep your mouth and throat moist. So it also help you to swallow and digest food. So saliva contain enzyme. Name of the enzyme is amylase, which is also called ptyalin. PTY type means P is silent here, ptyalin. So amylase, which hydrolyzes starch into, which help in the breaking down of a starch complex food into glucose, simpler one glucose, maltose and dextrine. As a result, saliva help in digestion of a starch which is started in the mouth. So digestion of a starch which is started in the mouth with the help of salivary gland, with the help of saliva and the presence of enzyme. Name of the enzyme is ptyalin or amylase, which help in which hydrolyzes starch into glucose, maltose and dextrine. So saliva help in moistening of food for easier deglutition or swallowing, initiates carbohydrate digestion. So carbohydrate digestion is always start in mouth with the help of enzyme. Name of enzyme is ptyalin. It also plays an important role in saliva or salivary gland also plays important role in oral hygiene and taste. So salivary glands are three types: parotid glands, submandibular glands and sublingual glands. You look at the image. Parotid glands. Parotid glands present near the ear. These glands produce watery saliva which is rich in amylase. So where amylase production take place? Parotid glands. Parotid glands. So parotid glands present near ear. P. PE. PE and then amylase. PEA. PIA. So parotid gland present near your ear and where there is a production of saliva take place. PEA, PIA, which begins the breakdown of a starch. So with the help of parotid glands which present near the ear produces saliva which is rich in amylase or ptyalin enzyme which help in the breakdown of a starch or carbohydrates. Now submandibular gland. Submandibular glands which is formed under the jaw, which is found under the jaw. This glands produces a mix of watery and mucus saliva, contributing to both carbohydrate digestion and lubrication. So it help in the carbohydrate digestion, start digestion, and it provides lubrication also because it produces a mixture of watery and mucus saliva. So it provides lubrication to food, carbohydrate digestion and lubrication. Now sublingual gland. Sublingual gland situated under the tongue. Sublingual gland situated under the tongue. So its primary function is to produce mucus saliva, which helps in lubrication and swallowing of food. Sublingual glands which present under your tongue, so it produces mucus saliva. So definitely it helps in swelling of food, lubrication of food and swelling of foods. So saliva help in moistening of food, making it easier to chew, making it easier to swallow. So it also begin the chemical digestion of carbohydrate with the help of amylase. The enzyme name is amylase or ptyalin. So there is a transport message which take place in the digestive process in the GI tract. The transport passage simply facilitate which help the movement of food bolus from mouth with the help of peristaltic movements from one part of the alimentary canal to the other without inducing any metabolic changes in it. So essentially this transport message, alimentary canal are muscular tubes which is lined by stratified, it is lined by stratified squamous epithelium. And there is a presence of mucus glands which provides lubricating. There is a presence of mucus glands. So what is the function of mucus? It provides lubrication. So transport match, this alimentary canal is lined by stratified squamous epithelium. So three parts of alimentary canal includes the three major transport passage. Three major transport passages: pharynx, esophagus, anal canal. Pharynx, esophagus, anal canal. Pharynx is also called throat. So it is located at the back of the mouth and is function to transfer the pharynx, which it is known as throat. So it function, your throat is function is to transfer the partially digested food bolus from your oral cavity to the upper part of esophagus. So this opening is known as oropharynx. So when the food bolus is transferred through the pharynx to the upper part of esophagus, and this opening is called oropharynx. Pharynx serve as a bridge that connects the ear chambers of the nasal cavity and upper part of the trachea. Clear? Pharynx serve as a bridge that connects nasal cavity, ear chambers of nasal cavity and the upper part of trachea. Trachea is a windpipe. So this nasal opening of the pharynx is called nasopharynx. Nasopharynx have a collection of lymphatic tissue which is called tonsil. So we are going to learn about the three types of pharynx. Now we have also, there is a presence of epiglottis, is a cartilaginous tissue that prevents the entry of food particles into the ear passage. Food will not enter into the trachea, windpipe. Esophagus, there is a which help in the, so from pharynx it will enters into the mouth, then pharynx, then esophagus. Esophagus is transport passage between the pharynx and the stomach, and the esophagus transport food bolus from the pharynx to the stomach. So esophagus help in transporting the food bolus from pharynx to the stomach. So it is almost approximately 25 centimeter long. So esophagus function is to transfer food bolus from mouth, from pharynx to the stomach. So anal, what is anal canal? Anal canal is the last part of an alimentary canal that serve to eliminate, to excrete the feces, residue of ingested food, post-digestion. And it also help in absorption of useful water electrolytes form. And after that, we fecal matter, which is stored in the rectum, and then afterward the defecation take place, egestion take place in the form of feces. Now we are going to know about pharynx. Pharynx. Image is visible. Pharynx is a tube of approximately 12 to 14 centimeter in length. So it is situated behind the soft palate. We have learned hard palate and soft palate. Pharynx is situated behind the soft palate. So pharynx provide a common passage. Pharynx have common passage for food or food and air. Pharynx have a common passage, food and air. So it helps in swelling of food. So pharynx provide a common message when you inhale air or whatever the food you take. So it also help in swelling of food, deglutition of food. So muscle of the pharynx contract. These raises and expands the lumen of the pharynx and help in swelling of food, swallowing of food. So it is divided into three parts. Naso, oro, laryngopharynx is also known as hypopharynx. So function of pharynx is to provide a common passage for food and air. It helps in swallowing of food. So first is nasopharynx. Nasopharynx image is visible. This portion is nasopharynx, which is located behind nasal. Naso means nasal. So it is located behind your nasal cavity. Its primary function is respiration. Its primary function in respiration and contain the opening for eustachian tube of which connect to the middle ear and help equalize pressure. So nasopharynx located behind your nasal cavity, and its important function involved in respiration. cellular respiration, and it contains the opening for eustachian tube which connect to the middle ear and help equalize pressure. It also consists of pharyngeal tonsil, which is called adenoids, which are adenoids are part of immune system, pharyngeal tonsil. So nasopharynx is lined with pseudostratified columnar ciliated epithelium. So nasopharynx is lined with pseudostratified columnar ciliated epithelium. It is a type of tissue that help move mucus and trapped particle out of the respiratory system, to trapping the particles out of the respiratory system. So it is about the external ear, middle ear, and internal ear, cochlea. So eustachian tube is connected to the middle ear and then to the nasopharynx. So look at the image. Eustachian tube connected to the middle ear and then to the nasopharynx. So eustachian tube is a cartilaginous and bony tube providing a connection between nasopharynx. Images with it is an eustachian tube. So eustachian tube is a cartilaginous and bony tube which is giving a connection, providing a connection between the back of the nose, back of your nose, nasopharynx, and the middle ear, So when eustachian tube is at rest, thus whenever it is at rest, it is closed. Eustachian tube is closed. But it opens when you swallow. When you swallow any food, you yawn or you sneeze. So at time the eustachian tube will open. Otherwise, it is at rest. It can also be opened forcefully by raising a pressure in your nasopharynx, by blowing your nose and popping your ears. That time, eustachian tube will open. When the eustachian tube opens, it equalizes the pressure between the external environment and the middle ear by allowing some amount of air to pass through. So when eustachian tube open, when you are blowing your nose, popping your ears, so that time eustachian tube will open. So why is it open? Because it help in equalizing the pressure outside the pressure and inside the middle ear pressure. So between the external environment and the middle ear, by allowing a small amount of air to pass through. Now about nasopharynx, the nasopharynx is upper part of throat behind the nose. Behind the nose, it contains Waldeyer rings, a collection of lymphoid tissue. It contains Waldeyer rings, a collection of lymphoid tissue. These rings include the pharyngeal tonsil. Pharyngeal tonsil, also called adenoids, which is located in the roof of nasopharynx. It consists of pharyngeal tonsil, which is also called nasopharynx consists of pharyngeal tonsil, also known as adenoid, which is located in the roof of nasopharynx. Additionally, the nasopharynx also called tubal tonsil. Clear? Additionally, the nasopharynx also called the tubal tonsil, located near the stage because it is located near the eustachian tube openings. It is located near the eustachian tube openings. Eustachian tube openings, which is connected with the nasopharynx and middle ear. Other tonsil are palatine tonsil and lingual tonsil. Palatine tonsil, lingual tonsil are located in the oropharynx. Pharyngeal tonsil located in the nasopharynx, and which is also called tubal tonsil. Clear? But palatine tonsil and lingual tonsil are of three types: pharyngeal tonsil, palatine tonsil, lingual tonsil. So palatine tonsil and lingual tonsil are located in the oropharynx and base of the tongue respectively, and not directly within they are not present or connected within the nasopharynx. So this is about the tonsil. Okay, so pharyngeal tonsil, tubal tonsil, palatine tonsil, lingual tonsil. Look at the image very carefully. Pharyngeal tonsil is known as adenoid, which is located in the roof of nasopharynx, which are made up of ciliated pseudo-stratified columnar epithelium, which is respiratory epithelium. They are key part of immune system, so help to destroy different type of pathogen if they are entering inside your nose. Now, tonsil. Tube tonsil image is given. Tube tonsil are found near the openings of eustachian tubes. Opening of eustachian tubes, the tube tonsil are found near there. So, which connect the nasopharynx to the middle ear. Tubal tonsil are founded near the opening of the eustachian tube, which connect the nasopharynx to the middle ear. Connect the nasopharynx to that opening is known as the eustachian tubal tonsil. They also have a respiratory epithelium. Now about palatine epithelium. Palatine epithelium is located on either side of your throat in the oropharynx. They are covered by stratified squamous epithelium. Then about the lingual tonsil. Lingual tonsil are located at the base of the tongue. They also have a stratified squamous epithelium. So adenoid, palatine tonsil, nasal passage, pharynx, adenoid, pharyngeal tonsil, tubal tonsils, palatine tonsil, lingual tonsils. Image is given. So pharyngeal tonsil have indeed also called adenoids. They are located in the nasopharynx. You have seen the image in the previous slides. The upper part of the throat, behind the nose, and are part of the lymphatic system. So they are present in the upper part of your throat, which is behind your nose, pharyngeal tonsil, and are part of lymphatic system, so help in your immune system. When enlarged, when it get it enlarged or infected and inflammation, that time it is called adenoid hypertrophy or the adenoids. So pharyngeal tonsil are collection of lymphoid tissue which is situated in the nasopharynx, specifically on the roof and posterior wall. Adenoids is often term used interchangeably with pharyngeal tonsil. Now about the Waldier rings. Waldier rings, both pharyngeal tonsil and palatine tonsils, are part of larger ring of lymphatic tissue. Both pharyngeal tonsil and palatine tonsil are part of lymphatic tissue, which is called Waldier rings, which plays important role in your immune function. So pharyngeal tonsil, which is called adenoids, help to trap, destroy different types of microorganisms, germs, and that enter the body through your nose and mouth. So it is a function of pharyngeal tonsil. So it is killing different types of pathogen if they are trying to enter through your nose and mouth. So Waldier rings, nasopharyngeal tonsil, tubular tonsil, palatine tonsil, lingual tonsil. So circular group of lymph nodes around oropharynx and nasopharynx are called Waldier rings, which prevent the entry of microorganism from outside. Mnemonics are given how to remember: plate. P for palatine tonsil, L for lingual tonsil, A for adenoids, and T for tubal tonsil. Now next is oropharynx. We have learned about the nasopharynx. Now oropharynx. Oropharynx, which is located behind the oral cavity. Oro means nasopharynx, behind the nasal cavity. Oro means oral cavity, which is a common passage for both food and air. Common passage for both food and air. So it contains palatine tonsil, which we have learned in the previous slide also. So oropharynx contains the palatine tonsil, which is also the part of immune system. It gives us immunity. Oropharynx is lined with non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium, which is more durable and suitable for handling the passage of foods. It connects the oral cavity via the oropharyngeal isthmus. So oropharynx, nasopharynx, oropharynx. This portion, green portion, is oropharynx. So it's middle part of your throat, located behind the oral cavity. It includes the base of the tongue, tonsil, soft palate, and side of the back wall of the throat. So oropharynx consists of base of the tongue, tonsil, soft palate, and side and back of throat. So it plays important role in breathing, swallowing any food, and then talking. So oropharynx present between the soft palate, roof of the mouth, and the hyoid bone. It is continuous with the oral cavity anteriorly and connect with the nasopharynx above and laryngopharynx lower. It's visible in the image. Okay. So continuous with the oral cavity, oropharynx, connect with the nasopharynx, upper throat, and then it is above the laryngopharynx, lower throat. Oropharynx include the base of the tongue, soft palate, tonsil, posterior and lateral pharyngeal walls. So its function is respiration, allows air to pass from the mouth and nose into the larynx and then to the lungs. So we can inhale the air from mouth and nose and into the larynx, and that larynx is oropharynx, and then to the lungs. It also guides food and liquids from mouth into the esophagus. It guides food to enters into the esophagus. This tube leading to the stomach. So this oropharynx leading to the stomach. It also help in speech. It also help you to speak by influencing airflow. It also, there is oropharyngeal cancer, which is a common site often linked to human papillomavirus infection. Laryngopharynx. Pharynx, third part is laryngo. So it is laryngo means larynx, located behind the larynx, voice box. It is the most inferior part of the pharynx. It directs food into the esophagus and air into the larynx. Laryngopharynx, it directs food to enter into the esophagus and air into the larynx, and ultimately the trachea, air enters from the larynx to trachea and then to the lungs. So laryngopharynx is also lined with non-keratinized stratified squamous epithelium. There is a presence of epiglottis, a flap of cartilaginous muscular structure, which closes over the larynx during swallowing. When you swallow any food, so that time epiglottis closes, so that it will not enter to the food trachea. So epiglottis is a flap of cartilage which closes over the larynx during swallowing of food to prevent food from entering the airway or trachea. Laryngopharynx is also called hypopharynx. So it is the caudal inferior part of pharynx. We have seen laryngopharynx is also called hypopharynx. So it is a caudal part of pharynx. It serves as a passage for both food and water and air, connecting the pharynx to the food pipe and larynx. Food pipe and larynx which consist of voice box. So it extends from the superior border of the epiglottis to the lower border of cricoid cartilage, means C6 vertebrae. It is connected. It has pyriform sinuses, posterior pharyngeal wall, and postcriticoid area. It connects the larynx through the hypopharynx connect to the larynx through laryngeal inlets. Like the oropharynx, it is also hypopharynx or laryngopharynx lined with stratified squamous epithelium. Now we are going to learn about pharynx. Pharynx. So we have learned already pharynx. We are not going to learn pharynx now. So pharynx, nasopharynx, oropharynx, laryngopharynx. We have learned nasopharynx behind the nasal cavity, which is primarily involved in breathing and connect to the nasal cavity. So we are revising pharynx. Oropharynx, which is behind the oral mouth. Nasal cavity, oral cavity. So it is shared passage for both air and food connecting to the mouth. Nasopharynx is specifically for breathing. Oropharynx, common shared passageway for both air and food connecting to the mouth. Laryngopharynx, larynx is located behind the larynx and above the esophagus. So it also shared passage for food and air. So function of pharynx is respiration, swelling of bolus from oral cavity to the esophagus. It helps in speech, and it also It consists of lymphoid tissue in the pharynx, tonsil. So it helps. Tonsil is a lymphoid tissue. So it help in our immune system, making our immune system strong. Now about larynx. Larynx is a part of. It is not a part of GI tract, alimentary tract, but you have to know because it's a important thing. So larynx is a part of respiratory system. It is a hollow tube that is about 4 to 5 centimeter in length and width. So it allow air pass from your pharynx to your trachea on the way to your lungs. So with the help of larynx, it allow to pass your throat to your trachea and to your lungs. Larynx. Larynx is divided into, because why I'm teaching, because you are learning epiglottis. What is epiglottis? So we have to know the larynx, then we will know the epiglottis. So larynx is divided into three parts. First one is upper part is superglottis. Look at the image. It is cross-section view, large view. So first part is superglottis. First part, larynx part is, it is a larynx part. First part is superglottis. Middle part is glottis. Lower part is subglottis. So superglottis, glottis, subglottis have different types of cartilage, muscle, ligaments, and membranes. The important point which should be noted, that glottis, the lower part, middle part, glottis, middle part, glottis contain folds, vocal cords, which enable us to speak. So middle part, glottis, contain vocal folds, vocal cords. So larynx is made up of cartilages and muscle. Cartilage help to give it a structural support, and muscle help larynx to swallow food and help in breathing and produce sound, vocal sound. You are able to speak. So larynx is called voice box. So it parts is supraglottis, glottis, and subglottis. Glottis consist of vocal cords. So supraglottis, upper part above the vocal cords. Glottis contain vocal cords. So the glottis contain the vocal cords and is responsible for phonation, means responsible for your speech, you are able to speak. And the subglottis is the area below the vocal cords. So superglottis is located above the vocal cords and includes structure. Points should be very important. Points should be included. Superglottis of larynx, which is also called voice box, include structure like epiglottis, glottic folds, and the false vocal cord, which is called vestibular folds. Glottis consists of vocal cords, which is middle part of the larynx. It contains the true vocal cords and a space between them, and the space between them is known as a rima glottids. The glottis is important for phonation, because with the help of these vocal cords, we are able to talk. We are able to give speech, voice production. Subglottis is situated below the vocal cords and extend down to the trachea, windpipe. So it is the passage for air entering the trachea. So epiglottis present in the supraglottis. So look at the image. Swelling center, epiglottis, opening and closing, glottis, laryngeal opening, and how it is opening and closing and allowing the food to go inside the food pipe. So total process is given here. Pause the video and try to see all the uvula contracts, blocking nasal passage, laryngeal muscle contracts, epiglottis open, and it allows the food, when you take the food and it goes inside the food pipe. And when it process complete, the epiglottis will close. So pause the video and try to look at the process. How it is glottis, laryngeal openings and laryngeal closings, how the epiglottis allow to food and air to pass into the, there should be no mixing of food. Food will not enters into your windpipe. Pharynx, larynx, trachea. No need to confuse. Pharynx, larynx, trachea. Pharynx is your throat. Larynx is your voice box. Trachea is windpipe. Pharynx, throat. Larynx, voice box. Trachea, windpipe. So pharynx is muscular tube that extend from the base of the skull to the esophagus. So up to that is esophagus. Pharynx. Look at the image. Pharynx. It is divided into three sections: naso, oro, and laryngopharynx. Larynx, below the pharynx. Larynx present below the pharynx. Look at the image here in this larynx. Larynx located below the pharynx. The larynx contain the vocal cords, that is a glotted portion, and epiglottis. Epiglottis function in the previous video you have seen, it prevents the food entering the trachea, windpipe, during swallowing. The larynx is also involved in sound production. Trachea is a tube which is reinforced with trachea. There is a presence of cartilaginous rings to prevent it collapsing. So it extends from the larynx down to the point where it divides into left and right bronchi. So pharynx, larynx, trachea. So trachea divides into left and right bronchi, and then into bronchioles, and then into lungs. So here breathe in and epiglottis. Here breathe in, food is consumed. Here is breathe in and epiglottis is open. Food is consumed, epiglottis is closed. When we are breathing in, epiglottis, when we are breathing oxygen here, then epiglottis is open. When we are taking food, epiglottis is closed so that it will not enter inside the windpipe, trachea. So it is a function of epiglottis. Whenever we inhale here, that time epiglottis is open. When we swallow any food, that time epiglottis will close so that the food will not enter inside the trachea. So it is function of epiglottis. So pharynx, larynx, and trachea, we have learned pharynx is a multitasking muscular funnel that helps you breathe and directs food and liquid to your digestive system. In general, pharynx supports respiratory system and digestive system. So pharynx help root our ear from nose and mouth down to the larynx, then to the trachea, then to the lungs. About foods and liquid, it help to move to the esophagus, then to the stomach. So these are about the pharynx, larynx, and trachea. So why do men have an Adam's apple? It is a question that in their neck there is a presence of Adam apples, which is a protrusion located at the level of the larynx, more prominent found in men. So why do men have a? It is formed by the thyroid cartilage and more pronounced in individual of the male sex due to secretion of testosterone hormone. Male only secretes testosterone hormones. This is the reason the Adam apples, the protrusion in the neck, which is made up of thyroid cartilage. And it always come when the child, the male attained, boy attained puberty, adolescent. So it is about the epiglottis. Look at the image again. It is a cartilaginous flap located in the throat. The function of epiglottis is to prevent the food from entering the glottis, opening of the windpipe while swallowing. So it allows it, whenever we consume food, it closes. Otherwise, it opens for inhalation. So it is about the epiglottis. So glottis, epiglottis, so glottis is located in the larynx between the vocal cords. We have seen also it is an opening for air to pass through both during inhalation and exhalation. It help in sound production, it help in the protection also. Epiglottis, which is a flap of cartilage, this is situated at the base of the tongue above the glottis. So its primary function is to protect the airway during swallowing. So when you swallow the food, epiglottis fold down, covering the glottis and directing food and liquids into the esophagus instead of trachea. So it is a function of epiglottis. It also help protection by blocking the glottis, and epiglottis prevent aspiration, which is the entry of foreign particles into the lungs. So it is about glottis and epiglottis. So no need to confuse. So epiglottis is leaf-shaped flap of cartilaginous structure which has a protective lid which help in opening and closing of stomata, preventing food and liquid from entering the trachea during swallowing. Glottis is opening between the vocal cords which allow airflow for breathing and sound production because glottis consist of vocal cords. So these are about everything: anatomy of larynx, epiglottis, supraglottis, glottis, subglottis, esophagus, trachea. So esophagus is tube-like structure that is narrow and muscular. It extends from posterior side of the neck, thorax and diaphragm. It extends from posteriorly from neck, thorax and diaphragm. It is approximately 25 centimeter long and 2 centimeter wide. So other name of esophagus are food pipe, you all know, food tube or gullet. Gullet. Food pipe, food tube, esophagus, gullet. So it is three parts: cervical part, look at esophagus part, cervical part, thoracic part, abdominal part. So neck region, thorax region, abdominal region. So esophagus and esophagus, no need to confuse. Esophagus in British English and esophagus without O in American English. So esophagus is crucial part of digestive system which is located behind the trachea and behind your heart. It is located behind the trachea and behind your heart and present in front of your spine. So it is muscular tube and it is long in adults. So esophagus primarily role is to transport bolus food and liquids from the pharynx to the stomach with the help of peristaltic contraction relaxation, which are rhythmic waves of muscle movements. There is a presence of esophagus two sphincter muscle, upper esophageal sphincter and lower esophageal sphincter. So this help to control the passage of food into and out of the esophagus. It is about esophagus. Epiglottis, trachea, tongue, esophagus. How it is allowing the food bolus from the mouth with the help of peristaltic movements, rhythmic contraction of muscles, and then it moves to the stomach. So digestive tract we will study in next part. Up to this, kindly read, revise and practice for your forthcoming exam. Best of luck. Kindly watch the second part. Thank you for watching. Stay consistent.